don't land on a bankrupt in this video when we review Wheel of Fortune for the Wii. Yes, I'm going to be reviewing Wheel of... Hold up. Before we review Wheel of Fortune for the Wii, I want to do something.
And now, the stars of our show, Pat Sajak and Vanna White.
Yes, I'm going to be reviewing Wheel of Fortune for the Wii, starring Pat Sajak, Vanna White, and Charlie O'Donnell. Now, I'd like to give a special shout-out, of course, to Charlie O'Donnell, who passed away a couple weeks ago. I think it was a week ago he passed away. And it's very sad, but so I want to dedicate this video to Charlie O'Donnell and his family. My thoughts and prayers go out to you, because he was, of course, he was one of the great voices of Wheel of Fortune. All right, so we're going to talk about Wheel of Fortune for the Wii, and this is one of the very few Wii games that utilize the Wii Speak. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. But first, if you've never seen Wheel of Fortune, it's basically Hangman with a big, gigantic wheel. Because what happens is, in Wheel of Fortune, you've got this big wheel. You give it a spin, you land on a dollar amount, or you could land on bankrupt or lose a turn. And when you land on a dollar amount, you you say a letter, and if it's in the puzzle, it gets lit up, and then you win the money for however many letters on the board. So if there's 3 L's and you're on $300, you'll get $900. And then you can solve the puzzle at any point. So this is Wheel of Fortune for the Wii. I like this game. I do. I like it mostly. I'll explain why in just a little bit, but we're going to talk about the game itself. There are 3 toss-ups, just like in the show, and there are, well, technically there's 3 real rounds. There's the jackpot, a regular round, and then the mystery round. There's also the final spin round, and then there's the bonus land. So you start off by making your character, and yes, you can use your Mii in this game, which is very exciting, because a lot of third-person software games like Wheel of Fortune would not really use the Miis, but Wheel of Fortune put that in there, which is very exciting. You can use your Mii, and you start off, and Charlie O'Donnell welcomes Pat Sajak and Vanna White to the stage, and then you get started with the $1,000 toss-up. And if you've never seen Wheel of Fortune, toss-up is where Vanna touches the board, letters get randomly put up there, and you have to solve it for the other contestants, and first person to buzz in gets the money. Then there's a $2,000 toss-up, which works the same way, but except whoever wins the $2,000 toss-up gets to spin the wheel first and goes first in the first round. There's a jackpot round, and on the jackpot round, what's going to happen is you have to, when you land on the jackpot space, guess a letter if the letter's in the board, and then you get a chance to solve it. If you solve it correctly, you get the jackpot for however much the jackpot is worth at the point you solve it at. And there's also a mystery prize on the board, like it's a trip to somewhere in the world. And then the second round is kind of a regular round. There's no jackpots, no mysteries, no nothing. Then you've got the mystery round where there's 2 mystery wedges, and behind one of the mystery wedges, there's a bankrupt, and behind the other one, there's $10,000. Yes, this is my mystery wedge, my $10,000 wedge here. But you can get $10,000. You flip it over. If it's a bankrupt, you lose your turn. If it's the $10,000, you get that. If you solve the puzzle at the end of the game, you'll win $10,000. Okay, so and then we have final spin, which is where vowels are worth nothing, consonants are worth $1,000 plus whatever Pat Sajak spins on the wheel. And then the bonus land is where there's a puzzle. You get R, S, T, L, N, and E for free. You get to choose 3 more consonants and a vowel. And if you solve the puzzle, you get the prize wedge that you spun on the prize wheel. Okay, Pat Sajak and Vanna White both speak in this game, which is not... it's really weird to have the announcer, Vanna, and Pat. It's the first game to have Pat Sajak in it. Most games just have Vanna White, or most games have a fake host. They're not a real host. But this is the first game to actually have Pat and Vanna in it, which is very exciting. and the announcer Charlie O'Donnell. Now, the game utilizes the We Speak. I'm explaining how the We Speak system works. In this game, you speak a letter, and now the We Speak doesn't recognize all the letters. So what it does is when you say a letter, it comes up with this little pop-up window and gives you about 2 to 5 different letters. So if you say like E, it will say, did you mean E, B, D, T? And then you have to say, and it has a number next to it. So E will say 1 next to it, B will say 2, T will say 3 next to it, and you say the number. So you go, if you want E, you say 1. And then it recognizes, oh, you said 1, and E is associated with 1, so E must be the letter you were trying to speak. Sometimes, if it's a far-off letter like Q, Q doesn't sound like a lot of the other letters, so it sometimes randomly picks Q. We Speak gets a little annoying sometimes, because sometimes the We Speak is like, it's like, because you try to say like T, and it doesn't even recognize it at all. Like, it will go, one time I tried to say, I think I tried to say B, and it brought up D, N, and T, and I was like, okay, and I tried to say it again, and it didn't do it, so I was like, You can take the We Speak off. You can uncheck the We Speak if you don't want to have that utilized. You can just use point and click, which is okay too. But the We Speak's nice because you can actually say the answers. So if the puzzle was like somewhere over the rainbow, you could actually say somewhere over the rainbow. And it would be like, what? Whoa. That was very exciting. If you're not a very good speller, you can just, say it out, which is nice. So that's exciting. So the We Speak has its disadvantages and advantages. You can also point and click when utilizing the We Speak. So if you are trying to say a letter, it's not picking it up, you can point and click as well as use the We Speak. So what I do when I play is I use the We Speak just for the puzzles, just to say the puzzles, and then I point and click when I try to say a letter, because sometimes it doesn't pick up my letters. There's tons of unlockables in this game. There's nothing to really unlock, like every time you unlock a prize or a trip somewhere, you can view the prize in the prize gallery, or you can view the postcard for the trip in the trip gallery. The only stuff to really unlock are different outfits for Pat and Vanna to wear, and different sets, different stages. Like I know there's Hollywood, DC, Hawaii, New York, the classic stage. Classic stage is automatically unlocked at the beginning, but you have to win the bonus land to unlock more stages and to unlock more prizes and set pieces. I've only unlocked one stage so far, which is Hawaii, but there's other stages to unlock, which I've not been able to unlock those. So I'm gonna give a rating for the Wheel of Fortune game. I have to give this, probably I would give this 3.5 Wiimotes out of 5. The reason being because the We Speak's a little finicky. And, but other than, actually, let's revise that. Let's go with 4 out of 5. 4 Wiimotes out of 5. Because of the We Speak is a little finicky at times. But it's a great game, though. It's probably the best Wheel of Fortune game that's ever came out. In my opinion. It's the best game. I love this game. It's better. I have the PC one that came out in, like, I think it was like 2000 or 2001. That cannot compare to this. I mean, this is the best Wheel of Fortune game, in my opinion, to ever come out. It utilizes the Miis, which are very exciting, so this is great. It's Wheel of Fortune for the Nintendo Wii. I give it 4 out of 5 Wiimotes, and I have to say this is worth, I'd have to say it's worth a rent. The reason I'm not saying it's worth a buy is because, well, it's both. I mean, rent it if you want it. If you really want to buy it, it's worth a buy. It's worth a rent if you just want to rent it. If you're a huge fan of Wheel of Fortune, you'll love this game, or a huge fan of game shows, you'll love this game. Even if you're not, I'm just going to go with a buy on this one. I don't care. I'm going with a buy. It's definitely worth a buy. It's a great game, Wheel of Fortune, so check it out. It's definitely worth a buy. I think it's like $30 possibly, but it's a great buy. So it's Wheel of Fortune for the Wii. I give it 4 Wiimotes out of 5 and a buy. Buy.